Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back with a brand new video, and I know it's been a wee while. I've missed yous as well. Take a seat, ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in. We're here to talk about some Rangers rumours, and a Rangers rumour that isn't just lingering in the back, you know what I mean? It's not just chilling like a villain. Nah. It is only getting hotter and hotter, and it's now reached that point of Rangers rumour that publications in this country is now reporting that a deal has been agreed. So whether we wait to see this man unveiled or not, let's actually go ahead and discuss it and break him down and see if we should be signing the laddie, ladies and gentlemen, because we are here for one reason and one reason only, and that is Antonio Colak. And I think we will approach this video the exact same way as we normally approach these rumours, starting off with the player profile, working our way down to the old footballing CV and finishing with the competition for places, which is always very interesting to look at, especially when you sign a centre forward. But I think the footballing CV will be the one that a lot of people want to know all about this laddie. But before we get there, let's start with the player profile then, shall we? Antonio Colak is a 28-year-old forward. Yes, he is 28 years old, despite some publications, again in this country, including Sky Sports, reporting him as 29. Don't worry, troops, I make mistakes all the time. It's alright. We can embrace it. The man is a 28-year-old right-footed Croatian forward, and just saying that line right there, Croatian forward, just gets the plums plumping, you know what I mean? And before we go any further, tip to the cap to Jelavic, tip to the cap to Big Dado Porso. In fact, just saying those two names there, I think if you want the laziest comparison ever to start us off with this video, what is Colak? Is he a Porso? Is he a Jelavic? Well, for me, he's kind of in between and a little bit from both. I'm not saying he's as good as both or he's them combined or anything like that, but he takes a little bit for Dado and a little bit by Big Jelavic in that as well, because he stands at 6'2". He's good in the air. He scored a couple of headers at Pitodri. In fact, he scored a header at Pitodri. Got a wee bit excited there, but again, I'm looking into the future because I'm sure he will score more headers up there. But he's used his head in Scottish football before. He can get in and amongst it, and again, he can play with his back towards goal, which is probably one of the main reasons we are linked with the laddie, and if he does sign, will be one of the main reasons Giovanni wants him in to the football club. That ability to play with the ball at his feet, have his back to goal, hold off a defender and bring others into play. But where that's Dado-esque, he has got a little bit of Jelavic in him, and again, he's not as skillful or anything, because I really loved Big Jelavic, but what he shares and similar is that quickness over a couple of yards. Again, they're no fast, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not sitting here saying he's going to burn people. I'm not saying Jelavic was fast either, but I'm talking about over a yard or two, you know what I mean? Enough to just get the feet going and create that gap and just create that space. That's what the big man's got, and if you look at the majority of his goals that he's had in the career, it's that burst over couple yards that just creates enough of an opportunity to get him that chance at goal, and that's usually what he's putting the ball into the back of net. So if you wanted the lazy comparison, there it is. He's got the physicality and the height, and he can score some headers, but again, he's no bad with the ball at his feet in that as well. But where I think he's really separates himself, and for me his biggest asset as being a football player, and one of the ones I think will play the biggest part in his Rangers story, is his reactions in and around the box, because again, he's not a big classic centre forward who's magnificent at everything or anything. I'm not sitting here saying he's a 10 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, but he's good at sniffing out opportunities. See when someone breaks down into the box, again, his goals won't pop at you. When you're watching highlight packages, you won't sit here and go, oh my god, he scored an overhead kick, get that guy in the club. It's a ball that's pinball and all other shot, but he's at the right place at the right time to slap it into the back of net. And if you think about how we play, how many times we get the ball out, how many times that ball is bouncing away the box, this man is perfectly suited for that, and hopefully he's able to show that right away by slapping the ball into the back of net on a regular occasion for Rangers. That would be very nice, Mr. Colak. But I look at this guy and I can understand exactly why we're linked with him, and exactly why, if we do go and sign him, which I do think we actually will, by the way, spoiler alert, he just gets in and amongst it. He's good at picking up the scraps, and when you put 752 crosses a game into the box, there's a lot of scraps there to be picked up. So fingers crossed we see the man doing that very soon. But moving away from his player profile, right, that's just the overview of the laddie. Let's get to some numbers and stats, because again, it's a number and stats generation. Let's tickle our OCD and let's look at the man's numbers. Starting off with his most recent season of football, I should say, where he spent some of it at Malmo and some of it at his parent club, POAK. But in total for both clubs throughout the last campaign, he played 38 times in all competitions, scoring just 8 goals and grabbing 2 assists, which isn't great, if I'm honest with you. And I'm not going to sit here and cheerlead and say this is spectacular, but it is a goal or assist every 4 games. It's no numbers that's going to jump at you and get you overly excited. But again, we try and go a wee bit deeper here on the channel, and a lot of these time, especially in Greece, he was only in the starting 11 23% at the time, playing 27% of the minutes available. He wasn't in and amongst it constantly starting every single game. So I think we can cut him a little bit of slack in that, especially when he showed, when he was able, and when the service was right, and when he was given opportunities, he certainly showed what he's capable of. And if you just look at the Champions League qualifiers as an example, he played 8 games during the Champions League qualifiers and he scored 5 goals. And yes, addressing the elephant in the room, 2 of them was against us, as he scored 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes to destroy our defence and destroy our Champions League dreams. Promised myself I wasn't going to cry today. It's not looking good. Moving swiftly on, however, let's look away from the most recent season of football and let's look at this man's entire footballing CV. At the age of just 28 years old, taking away all the B games and the under 21s and under 19 games, because he's played a lot of them in his career, taking that off the table and just looking at top flight football, he has played 223 games, he has scored 90 goals and he has 33 assists to his name, which is actually not too bad when you slap that together, because it means he has 123 goal contributions in 223 games, and that right there is something you can start to say, alright, I'm getting a bit more excited, because I know not everyone's excited about this transfer and they're not looking forward to it and think we should be aiming higher and everything like that, but that is someone who has Sahan, and again, he could be an important piece to turn 1 point in games to 3 points and pick us up when going up the roads to all these places against packed defences, when we've got balls flinging in everywhere. This is the exact type of guy that you want in that battle, because he's made a career of scoring crap goals like that when the ball's ricocheting all over the place and just being able to slap it in. And crap goals is what we need if we want to be lifting silverware at the end of the season. Now again, I'm not sitting and calling them crap goals or anything like that, but that's some of the stuff I've seen online and some of the criticism of Colak. People talk about, look at his highlights, look at the goals he scores, or no this, or no that, but that doesn't matter to me. Goals are goals, and Chris Boyd, one of the best ever do it in this country, made a career of scoring these types of goals, and I'll take some of that for Mr. Colak, because let's be honest, I think you can count maybe in one hand how many of Chris Boyd's goals were wonder goals or anything like that, but they all freaking counted. And again, I'll take just a little bit of that lethal form that Boyd showed with Colak. If he brings that in, I'll be very, very delighted, ladies and gentlemen. But aye, the crap goals and the type of goals he scores isn't a fair criticism. There is one, which is obviously his time in Greece hasn't worked out. He's not been able to really be a mainstay. And if he can't score in the Greek league and can't impact the Greek, how can he do this and this and this and this? Which, for me, it doesn't quite work out, because players can go to a club or a team and it doesn't fit them, or the manager changes their mind, or the play style changes, and then they're just completely gone and out the way. You know what I mean? It doesn't work at all. It's happened many, many times over the years, and it will continue to happen in football. I think you look at that as an isolated incident, but you can also then just say, well, look at his time in Croatia where he got 66 goal contributions in 90 freaking games. Look at his time even for Malmo overall over in Sweden when he played 40 games, getting 22 goal contributions. He showed over his career that if you play to his strengths, he can impact, and he has. Sahan. And I think coming to a team like Rangers that will dominate 99.9% of the games that they'll actually play in a season, he should be given a lot more service, he should be given a lot more opportunities, which should hopefully again revert him back to his Croatian/Swedish form rather than his Greek. Fingers crossed. Anyway. But anyway, people, my head is fried with these numbers and stats, so let's retire them. Hopefully you've now been satisfied for the numbers and everything like that, because let's get to the old competition for places, which should be kind of short and sweet, because we know who the main man at this football club and will continue to be until he is eventually sold. That is Alfredo Morelos. Now, Morelos does have not too long left on his contract, and that will be a matter of discussion. Will he be here at the end of the summer? But I'm taking everything as it stands right now. Morelos will be the starter at this football club. I think now where Colak comes in, I think it's easy to say, well, he replaces Cedric Itten because it's pretty much the exact same money that we sold Itten for that we're bringing Colak in. But again, not to be wide of that, but that's kind of lazy to me because Itten didn't have a role at this football club. You know what I mean? He wasn't impacting games or anything like that, especially under Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. He had a role under Gerrard, but not under Gio, so to say he's going to take Itten's place would be a complete waste because we'll never ever see him. Where I see Colak coming is that number 2 spot in battling Kamal Roof, because I've said it many times on this channel, I don't think Gio fancies Roof. I don't think he likes the way he builds it. I don't think he's robust enough for Gio and everything like that. I think there is something no quite meshing right there, so I can see Colak coming in, big stature, can play that leading role, and if Morelos has to come out a game, we're not losing that physicality because Colak goes straight in there, and that's exactly where I see Mr. Colak. I think he'll play a hell of a lot more times than Cedric Itten, and maybe be getting replaced in terms of the value, but I think he's going to have a big part to play next season. So I see him battling with Kama, and again I fear for my guy. And that's kind of it for Mr. Colak. That's his player profile, that's his footballing CV, and that's where I think he'll play and what kind of role he'll have in the football club. I can see him being rotated in a lot of games, especially when we're needing a goal, because that is what he thrives actually on. But again, he's not just a big lumpy laddie that can't move. He showed with his goals against us, he can move, he can get over, he's quick over the first couple of yards, and I'm very excited. Again, nothing's confirmed just yet as I'm currently recording today's video. There's a couple of rumours saying a deal's been agreed, but yet there's then rumours coming out of Greece saying there's no deal being agreed just yet, but it is edging closer and closer. And then we end the rumours videos the way we always do. Do I think there's anything in this Rangers rumour? Yes. Do I think we're going to sign Mr. Colak? Yes. Now, it's probably going to be a very slow process because we need to get more grey hairs and all of us. But I do see the man becoming a part of Rangers' future. So now I have to ask you a question that's watching today's video. Now you've heard a little bit more about the laddie, and now you've obviously discussed and you've seen enough of the rumours online. How do you feel about this signing? Do you like it? Do you think Colak will be able to add something to our team? Or do you not think it's enough to our squad? Again, I think we need a lot more. And again, I'm crying out for a right winger here, please Rangers, and I think still we need somebody else in the middle of the park, but that's for a future video. We start probably with our first main signing for the first team being Antonio Colak. How do you feel? Let me know down in the comment section below. That would be tremendous. But aye, that's me all done and dusty for the Rangers rumour video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll be seeing these in the next couple of days. Take care of yourselves everyone, all the best, and bye bye.